good afternoon, everyone. I am Robina Bajracharya, currently working as an associate product designer here at Gurzu. So today I will be talking about design audit, its importance, and the steps that we can follow in order to conduct a successful design audit. So, what do you usually do when things get a little chaotic in your life and you don't even know whether you're going on the right direction or not? So anyone from the audience who wants to answer this question? So what we usually do is evaluate the situation, make the priorities, and finally take the decisions. So in the case of design also, if we find any kind of inconsistencies in the design or the user is not being able to navigate through the design, so at that time we conduct a study or the evaluation of the design, which is known as design audit. So simple words na भन्नुपर्दा that चाहिँ design audit is basically the evaluation of the design. So कुनै पनि inconsistencies छ design or user is not being able to navigate through the pages. So at that time we conduct design audit. So moving on, we have the various things that the design audit analyzes. The first one is the visual elements. So basically visual elements the brand, the typography, the colors, or the icons, are they consistent along all the pages or not? त्यो कुरा चाहिँ हेर्नुपर्छ. So basically icons if they are filled or unfilled icons अब different ठाउँमा चाहिँ different types of icons use भएको छ भने चाहिँ that is basically an inconsistent one. Second is the information architecture and navigation. So how easily the user is being able to navigate through the design. त्यो कुरा चाहिँ design audit analyzes. So basically if the user gets stuck somewhere, so that is not a good design. So third चाहिँ content. So basically एउटा site or app that content should be understood by everyone. So users say basically they are not the ones who understand every techie words or jargons. So content should be simple as possible. So next is the usability and accessibility. So the design, it should be accessible to everyone. So there are people who have color blindness who cannot differentiate between red and green color. So त्यो केसमा चाहिँ design should be made in such a way that it should be accessible to everyone. So next point is the responsiveness. So basically it's mobile first. So basically websites it should be responsive in the mobile as well. Many of us, we don't just open the laptop to open a website, right? So mobile money, we open everything. So it should be responsive all across the devices. So who should be involved in the design audit process? So design audit process is not only the responsibility of the designer itself. So the key individuals from the product team or sales and marketing team, the QA team and the development team, they should be involved in the process. So basically for example, recently I had been involved in a project. So we had a very tight deadline. So within 1 week, we had to finish our whole overall design. So at that time, every day we used to finish a feature. Every day, a feature we used to have the client call in the evening. So at that time, a feature complete we used to have an internal meeting where product manager and QA and सबै developers आफ्नो feedbacks that whether that feature it could be completed within a time frame or not, or the features कति usable छ त्यो कुराहरु चाहिँ we would discuss, and after that we would finally have the demo with the client. So moving on, we have different types of audit process. So first, depending upon the size and the scope of the design audit project, it can be divided into micro audit as well as the large-scale UX audit. So micro audit is usually conducted when a new feature is to be added in a product. So basically, micro audit is a small team work. So whenever your engagement goes, suppose I completed the design of all the features, so at that time, micro audit can be conducted. So all features or add going on the algorithm, we can conduct a micro audit. So basically, if there are existing features, inconsistencies or honky, or if the user, any kind of user flaws, UX flaws or at that time we can work on those inconsistencies and finally add the new features. So next one is the large-scale UX audit. So large-scale UX audit is usually conducted when the company needs a product refresh or product rebranding. So we need the overall team input signs from the product manager or stakeholders or developers and who have worked in that project. So this is the large-scale UX audit. So moving on to the benefits of a UX audit. So first is the improved customer service. So basically, design audit is all about recording and eliminating the various kinds of UX audit, UX flaws or inconsistencies or mismatch between the design patterns. So of course, it will improve the customer service. The second one is the time efficiency. And the third one is the cost efficiency. So basically, if a company instead of redesigning the whole product, it is much more cheaper as well as time efficient in order to conduct a design audit process. So the last one is the increased conversions. So before conducting a design audit, if your user is a sign up your landing page if they have not signed up, so after conducting a design audit, different flaws or inconsistencies or solve of course the user will of course sign up. So these are the benefits of the design audit process. So moving on, we have 7 steps to conduct a design audit process. So first one is to understand the business goal. So basically, business goals, while conducting a design audit, we should know what the overall product KPIs or your milestones or what are those. We should understand the product in a very good way. So basically, reference we can take an example of an e-commerce site which sells men and women clothes. So this sell e-commerce site example major business goals increase sales, expand customer base, improve brand awareness, drive repeat purchase. So we should define the business goals at the first SOMI. So the second step is to define and study the user personas. So basically, user personas are fictional characters that is used to represent a group or the categories of the users who will be using the our web or the app or the website. So basically, user persona about user categories or divide product. So for example, e-commerce site what can be the user personas? So first, we can have a category of people just like us who might be working, so they won't have time, so they will be using an e-commerce site to shop. So second, there can be parents, like a mom and dad age who's categories of users who might be rarely using user personas. So different age groups or demographics we can divide and create the user personas. So basically, a design audit if there are already existing user personas, so we define we can move forward or create a new user personas if required. So the third step is to conduct the heuristic evaluation. So Nielsen has defined 10 approaches in order to conduct the heuristic evaluation. So these are not just like rules, strict rules, no. So if you approaches or follow our designs, it will be definitely a good one. So first approach is visibility of the system. So users should be always aware about what is exactly going in the system. So app use I should know where I am, So loading screen or empty screen I should be aware of what is exactly going on. So first example tabs example. So basically tabs or highlight focus of which one is active. Second example we can find the loading screen. So third मा चाहिँ अब empty add to cart empty screen चाहिँ छ. So basically we can add next option चाहिँ के हो भनेर चाहिँ we can know. So these gives us the information about what can be done next. So usersहरूलाई चाहिँ जहिले नि we should give the feedback as soon as possible after they perform an action. So the second approach is match between the real world and system. So basically, how many of you recognize these icons? So can you see? So these are the basically iOS app icons and you can easily recognize it. Your icon does it purpose you can recognize it, right? So this is the match between the real world and the system. So basically, any icons or any words or phrases that we use should be easily understood by the users. So the third approach is user control and freedom. So basically, the user should be given an option to undo their mistakes. For example, Google Docs after we delete a file, we get an immediate option to redo it. So first example is that, and second we have the maps wala. So usually like route exact route secure so we can end the progress. Third one is gallery example where we can find all recently deleted pictures and we can recover it later also. So users should be given an option to redo or undo the actions they have performed before. So moving on, we have consistency and standards. So within a design, consistency and standards should be maintained. So for example, if मैले चाहिँ कुनै word or कुनै color चाहिँ like different ठाउँमा चाहिँ differently use गर्यो भने चाहिँ user might get confused. So for example, save and comment button भयो. So basically actually it's the same. तर कुनै ठाउँमा चाहिँ save कुनै ठाउँमा चाहिँ comment भयो भने चाहिँ user might get confused. So second example is the example of the Google Suits. So basically Excel, अनि त्यसपछि Docs or Google Slides मा चाहिँ basically the action bar मा भएको iconsहरू चाहिँ they are basically the same अनि userले चाहिँ they can know So यो चाहिँ Google Suits को नै हो भनेर चाहिँ they can know and it will be easier for them as well. So another is error prevention. So it is good to display an error message, but instead of, so it is necessary for us to prevent the errors from happening. So basically errors we have two types of error. The first one is the slip. So slip usually user unconscious mind ma inattentive perform errors slip. So you example we have the first example that user input field where user needs to upload a PDF of maximum size 5 MB. So userले त्यो information देख्यो तर inattentive unconscious mind मा he uploaded a PNG image. So त्यो केसमा चाहिँ it is the user's flaw, right? So second type of error is mistake. So mistakes are usually performed because of the mismatch between the user's mental state and the design itself. So basically, for example, we have delete role delete गर्ने चाहिँ एउटा option छ भने if we have not kept any confirmation, so usersहरूले चाहिँ mistakenly the delete button tap गरेर चाहिँ they might have deleted and we might not be able to recover it later. So it is always important to have a confirmation message in a pop-up so that user will be aware about their mistakes. So moving on, the next one is recognition rather than recall. So users are like, we should always give them options, so that they can recall their previous actions. So for example, have you ever imagined your life without bookmarks in the Chrome? So bookmarks like we'll need to like copy every link and save it, so bookmarks it has made our life easier. So your example we have the list of the recent fonts that we have used so that we don't have to recall it. The next one is flexibility and efficiency of use. So basically we should give the options of shortcuts to the users. So basically so that we can speed up the interaction also. So this is the short example of a keyboard which has shortcut buttons for Photoshop. So Control N गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ जता पनि we'll be opening a new file or new folder. So shortcuts options should be given to the users. So another is aesthetic and minimalistic designs. So users should be given only the information that is required. So additional information they might be distracted at some point and they might not be able to perform the actions they're doing. So this is an example of Google. So Google Mata, it's very simple enough. So what is the main purpose of going on Google? So basically search for you. So basically we have Google Mata search bar so अनि अर्को भनेको चाहिँ by voice बाट चाहिँ search गर्ने or image बाट चाहिँ search गर्ने option छ. So Google is an example of aesthetic and minimalistic design. So another approach is help users with errors. So error pages are important. The error pages it should not be like एउटा code मात्र राखेर चाहिँ we should not display the error pages. So error actually केले गर्दा चाहिँ error भएको हो, the user should be given knowledge. So the last one is help and documentation. So कुनै पनि information चाहिँ it is not that UI बाट चाहिँ we can get every information हैन, कुनै पनि complex actionsहरु चाहिँ perform गर्नुपर्ने सक्छ एउटा userले चाहिँ. So basically help and documentation pages are required. अनि अर्को चाहिँ we can just have a tooltip हैन in every UI so that information चाहिएको बेला चाहिँ they can just get the information from there. So another step is to understand the behavioral metrics. So we have various tools just like Google Analytics. So Google Analytics बाट चाहिँ we can know where the users are having problems हैन, userले चाहिँ कुन button चाहिँ धेरै click गरिरहेको छ अनि user को actual flow चाहिँ we can know from Google Analytics. So basically अब Google Analytics बाट चाहिँ we can know the flow of the user and compare it with the actual user flow. And also we can also know the demographics like कुन age को people are using the app website अनि कुन whether it is a girl or a boy, and we can actually compare it with the user personas. So quantitative data are also important. So Hotjar and CrazyX are just complementary tools which can be used with the Google Analytics. So step 5 is to understand the attitudinal metrics. So basically attitudinal metrics it consists of stakeholders interview, competitive research, user interviews and surveys. So it is important for us to know why are the stakeholders investing or investing their time or interest in the product. So if we can also align more with the product. So second one is the competitive research. So basically if I'm making an e-commerce website, so at that time it is like market matter, there are many thousands of websites that are already existing, So we should know current trend and what is exactly happening in the market, and competitive research is important. So another one is user interviews and surveys. So basically we can also conduct virtual interviews or questionnaires or prepare auditors. We can conduct the user interviews and know more about the users. So finally, the sixth step is to conduct and create an audit report. So basically, this is an example of e-commerce site. It's basically a template matro which I've taken from Colorlib. So can anyone tell me any kind of issues that you found here?
So basically, let's say 80% of squeeze today with tablets on the lessons.
Okay.
I think this is really you do when you follow item is separately. We got so can't I go. Recall what you saw field for people like you.
Yes. Okay. So anyone else?
That's where might be died. You just
What?
certainly that's what that might be.
Okay. Argo? So okay. So sixth step it is to conduct create an audit report. So basically I have created an audit report for the navigation bar. So basically, जुदास्ती भने जस्तो first issue चाहिँ अब navbar has like taken 20% of the space. So due to which userले चाहिँ जुन information हेर्नलाई आएको हो, they cannot access that information. So 1.2 मा चाहिँ we have a $sign अनि price चाहिँ छ. So we don't exactly know what is it. So either एउटा indication आएको हुनु पर्यो or anything else to denote that what is exactly $150 भनेर. So 1.3 मा चाहिँ the menu icon, it is taking a lot of space. So in this way we can number it and we can create the audit reports. So moving on to the 7th step or the last step is to make the priorities. So priorities matter, basically we have to score it according to the severity level of the issue and easiness of solving it. So basically it depends upon the individual and severity level or easiness for like कसरी score गर्छ भनेर चाहिँ. So basically score भयो issue अनि त्यसपछि what suggestion we can give अनि त्यो इस्युको चाहिँ प्रायोरिटी चाहिँ के हो or either high or medium or low. So finally we can make the priorities, and last step is to conduct a meeting with the stakeholders or our project managers or overall team सँग चाहिँ we can conduct a meeting and finally make the priorities and solve the problems. So I've come to the end of the session. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask me.
I woke up at home and it's amazing. Interest also. If you have questions, okay? Design audit खाली Nelson's heuristic approach government means that the industrial design process government or what are other alternatives?
There are few approaches.
Okay, the Nelson's heuristic does it represent usability testing?
Usability testing भन्दा नि अब usability testing नै त भन्न मिल्दैन, तर कसरी चाहिँ एउटा वेबसाइटलाई चाहिँ बेटर बनाउन सक्छ त्यसको चाहिँ अप्रोचेसहरू चाहिँ हो.
Nelson's heuristicले कुनै पनि पोइन्टमा अथवा त्यो पेपर पढ्दाखेरि कुनै पनि टाइममा त्यो वेबसाइट भन्ने सब्जेक्ट थियो.
वेबसाइट भनेर नै थिएन.
That's the problem a lot of designers know. Yeah. So design कहाँबाट आयो नि हेर्नुपर्छ नि. I can have talked to the person about design and art and differences, right? So मलाई चाहिँ प्रब्लम कस्तो लाग्छ भने इन्डस्ट्रियल डिजाइनको त सुरु भयो नि सबै चिज. गाडीको ड्यासबोर्ड कसरी डिजाइन गरेर फिगरमा मात्रै डिजाइन गरेर हाल्न राम्रो. So त्यो अप्रोच मैले एकदमै रङ देख्छ कि टाइममा. So सानो स्ट्रक्चर इन्डस्ट्रियल डिजाइन हुन्छ क्या. त्यसपछि फेरि त्योभन्दा माथिल्लो लेभलमा इन्जिनियरिङ डिजाइन प्रोसेस हुन्छ कि होइन. यो दुईवटा चिज मिस गरेर एकैचोटि खालि वेबमा मात्र फोकस गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ द्याट्स देयर अ लट अफ प्रब्लम्स आउँछ कि. तिमीसँग काम गर्दाखेरि त्यो रिक्वेस्ट टु पोस्ट बटन मेक सेन्स इनसाइड द vendors space, right? So त्यो मिस्टेक्सहरू मैले धेरै नै गरेको कुराहरू छ कि. There's several examples of it, जहाँ चाहिँ त्यो डिजाइनमा चाहिँ way up explain गरेकोहरू क्या. जस्तो गुगल 47 BTB 47 स्विच गरेर के भइसक्यो होइन. कुन चाहिँ सेड अफ भ्यूले राम्रो काम गर्छ भनेर क्या. जब सोच्ने हो भने यहाँ गुगल क्यान अफोर्ड इट किनभने नेपालको इन्टायर बजेट दे मेक इट इन अराउन्ड 5 to 7 years होइन. मैले त्यो मिस्टेक्स धेरै देखिरहेको छ. सो बिसाइड्स द्याट तिमीहरू यो डिजाइन अडिटमा चाहिँ when do you think exactly design audit should happen? Right? You can't have an answer. You can't. Right? Project also. Project development, project development software. Correct? अब design audit गर्दाखेरि कुन पोइन्टमा चाहिँ तिमीले सफ्टवेयर डेभलपमेन्ट लाइफ साइकलमा डिजाइन अडिट सिकाउँदा राम्रो जस्तो लाग्छ पहिलो क्वेसन होइन. दोस्रो कन्सेप्ट क्वेसन चाहिँ हामीले मोस्टली सर्भ गर्ने कस्टमर सेगमेन्ट भनेको अहिलेसम्म पनि इट्स युजुअली pre-revenue, pre-user acquisition cycles. Correct? त्यो भनेको युजरै नभए कस्टमरहरूलाई सर्भ गर्दा हुन्छ। सो त्यो गर्दाको बेला चाहिँ हामीले खालि उसलाई सोध्छौँ कस्तो राम्रो चाहियो भनेर प्रोडक्ट ओनरलाई सोध्छौँ, प्रोडक्ट म्यानेजरलाई सोध्छौँ, डेभलपरलाई सोध्छौँ कि है। बट डु यु थिङ्क इट्स अ राइट ग्रुप अफ पिपल टु टेल यु हाउ यर भनौँ न इन्फर्मेसन आर्किटेक्चर डिजाइन गरौँ अथवा त्यसको इन्टरएक्टिभिटी डिजाइन गरौँ अथवा यो इमर्सिभ हेरिस्टिक्समा गएर त्यो युजबिलिटी डिजाइन गरेको छ होइन। दिस इज द राइट ग्रुप अफ पिपल इन यर माइन्ड?
So basically about right group of people भन्दा पनि like you guys have more experience than us, you know. So basically पहिला पनि existing apps-हरु बनिसकेको हुन्छ अनि according to that also you guys can give us feedback like project managers or any developer, senior developers also, you know. They have worked in previous projects पनि हुन सक्छ. So according to that also they can give us feedback. And the first question is about when exactly is the right time to conduct a design audit. So basically about I have completed certain set of features, you know. So also, so recently pani so there are certain set of features or complete गरिसकेपछि चाहिँ like new features आउनु अगाडि त there will be some time gap, right? So त्यति बेला चाहिँ I can conduct a design audit. So basically अब पुरानो फिचर्सहरुमा चाहिँ if there are any kind of inconsistencies or हाम्रो टिमभित्र पनि we can take the feedbacks अनि त्यस्तो गरेपछि चाहिँ we can conduct a design audit त्यति बेला अनि so that existing new features आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ there are no such type of inconsistencies.
So design audit कहाँ गर्छ Figma नै गर्छ कि actual products चलाएर?
So basically actual products मा नि गर्नु मिल्छ अर्को चाहिँ we can also see in the Figma.
म बोल्न पर्ने बाध्यता सो यस्तो छ अलिकति डिजाइन आई थिङ्क प्रेजेन्टेसनमा गुड होइन अनि बुझ्नुपर्ने चाहिँ एउटा मैले एउटा कुरा के बुझिरहेको छु भने हाम्रो प्रोडक्ट कसको लागि बनाइरहेको छ होइन प्रोडक्ट एक्चुअल कसले किन्छ र कसले युज गर्छमा चाहिँ हामीले बुझ्नुपर्छ होला कि प्रोडक्ट बनाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ होइन कस्टमर भर्सेस कन्ज्युमर होइन त्यसमा दुईवटै पार्टीको चाहिँ एकदम रोल इम्पोर्टेन्ट हुन्छ कस्तो भने फर्स्ट अफ अल त हामीले पैसा जसले दिन्छ त्यसलाई कन्भिन्स गर्न सक्नु पऱ्यो हामीले डिजाइनले होइन त्यसपछि बल्ल कसले चलाउँछ कहिलेकाहीँ त्यसको फेरि रिभर्स पनि हुन्छ कि चलाएर चित्त बुझेर पैसा तिर्ने मान्छेलाई चाहिँ लड्डु रहेछ उसलाई के मतलब छैन भनेर फेरि उसलाई पनि बुझाउनु पऱ्यो कन्ज्युमरलाई पनि बुझाउनु पऱ्यो होइन त्यो कुराहरूमा चाहिँ आई थिङ्क कहिलेकाहीँ प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन गर्दा प्रोडक्ट बिल्ड गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो पर्सपेक्टिभबाट सोचेर पनि आफूले चलाएर हेऱ्यो भने चाहिँ आई थिङ्क अलिकति बेटर इन्साइट आउँछ होला हामीले पहिलेदेखि भन्ने गरी इट योर ओन डग फुड भन्छ नि हामीले आफूले बनाएको प्रोडक्ट चाहिँ अब कन्ज्युमर भएर कहिलेकाहीँ त्यो ह्याट लगाएर पनि चलाउन अथवा युज गर्यो भने चाहिँ आई थिङ्क टेस्ट गर्ने भन्दा पनि मैले यो युज गरेको वर्ड चाहिँ युज गर्ने भनेको चाहिँ टेस्ट गर्ने भनेको छैन होइन टेस्ट गर्ने भन्यो भने चाहिँ बग निकाल्ने मात्र मान्छेले हुन्छ युज गर्ने भन्यो भने चाहिँ मलाई चाहिँ के फिल हुन्छ त के कस्तो देख्छु भन्दा पनि कस्तो फिल गर्छु इज मच मोर बेटर के आई थिङ्क त्यो पर्सपेक्टिभबाट अलिकति मात्र ट्रिक गऱ्यो भने चाहिँ राम्रो प्रोडक्ट चाहिँ बन्छ अनि कसैको चित्त बुझाउने भन्दा पनि पहिला त्यो प्रोडक्ट मलाई चित्त बुझाएको छ कि छैन फ्रम द मी बिङ कन्ज्युमर एन्ड कस्टमर होइन त्यो हेड लाएर हेरेको चाहिँ आई थिङ्क राम्रो प्रोडक्ट चाहिँ बन्छ
मैले अर्को प्रब्लम पनि देखाएको छ कि युजली डिजाइन कसले गर्ने भन्ने एकदम ह्युज क्वेसन छ क्या कस्तो लुक एन्ड फिलहरू सबै डिसाइडेड छ होइन पन्नाहरू सब बनाइरहेछ कस्तो त्यसमा एउटा फर्म राख्नु परेको छ डिजाइन पुरा भन्ने आन्सर हुन्छ कि त्यहाँ मेरो क्वेसन हुन्छ कि डिजाइन भने के को कसले गर्नुपर्ने हो भन्ने कुरामा आएको Does that make sense? So if you already have had a look and feel of it, there's already a brand elements that's all been discovered. Information design information navigation design what a form बनाउनु छ भने त्यसको डिजाइन बनाउनु right? So design is not a collective ownership. तबसम्म प्रब्लम आउँछ भने जस्तो तिमी गएको प्रडक्टमा तिमीले डिजाइन गरेर सुरुमा गर्दाखेरि त्यो के त मजा how would I have trusted you to build a good design on it? Taking the lines for a अब वो लोग बोलते हैं शुरू है त्यो भन्दा अगाडि पनि त डिजाइन त भइरहेको होला नि कसले गरेको होइन सो कलेक्टिभ ओनरसिप हुनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ कि प्रडक्ट किनेको तर युजुअली मैले माइन्डसेट हाम्रो भित्र चाहिँ के देखिरहेको छ भने डिजाइन कसरी कलेक्टिभमा चलाउँछ त्यो मेरो डिजाइन स्किलमा त So until and unless you get out of that mindset, that is a dashboard people are thinking about right? So SpaceX rocket design right? Tesla looks to most car
Windows 95, 98.
So there's a lot of problems until unless product teams, developers themselves get outside of that mindset. That design intention feedback. God help you all.
यस्तो छ त्यसमा त्यो कपिलले भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ एक दुईवटा कुरा एड गर्दाखेरि यो इट्स नट ओन्ली फर डिजाइनरको लागि मात्र पनि होइन अनि सबै हामी सब प्रोडक्टमा काम गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ सबैजनाले नै त्यो माइन्डसेटबाट चाहिँ निस्किनु पर्ने हुन्छ होइन मैले अस्ति कुरा गर्दाखेरि हामीले प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन नट ए फोटो डिजाइन भन्ने कुरा इट्स नट ए फोटो डिजाइन होइन सो अलिकति मेरो एउटा नयाँ कुरामा चाहिँ रिसर्च चलिरहेको छ होइन त्यो बन्द गर्नु सो एउटा के रिसर्च गरिरहेको छु भने मैले आइएम नट स्योर त्यो पर्फेक्ट हुन्छ हुँदैन मैले चाहिँ तिम्रो डिजाइन माइन्डसेट भएको फ्रन्ट इन्ड डेभलपर भयो भने चाहिँ डिजाइनर चाहिन्छ कि चाहिँदैन भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ अलिकति म स्टडी गरिरहेको छु होइन मेरो कुरा चाहिँ के अरे डिजाइन माइन्डसेट भएको प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन माइन्डसेट भएको बुझेको तर फ्रन्ट इन्ड डेभलपर भएको किनकि मैले फिङ्गरमा पनि हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो धेरै टाइम लाग्ने भनेको फर्स्ट एउटा डिजाइन फर्स्ट पेज बनाउँदाखेरि हो क्या होइन त्यसमा चाहिँ कलर प्यालेटहरू चाहिँ मिलाउँछ होला होइन त्यसमा ब्रान्ड गाइडलाइनहरू मिलाउँछ होला होइन अनि त्यसपछि त्यो के अरे टाइपोग्राफीहरू कुन कुन चुज गर्ने त्यो चुज गरिसकेपछि एउटा पेज बन्छ त्यसपछि अरू पेजहरू त कपी पेस्ट हो होइन सेम कुरा हामीले एउटा फर्स्ट ल्यान्डिङ पेजमा आइडेन्टिफाई गऱ्यो भने त अरू पेजहरू बनाउँदा धेरै टाइम लाग्दैन होला होइन त्यो भयो भने ओभरअल प्रोडक्टमा चाहिँ डेभलपमेन्ट साइकल प्रोडक्ट डिजाइनको मात्र टाइम चाहिँ अभियसली बेसी हुन्छ तर ओभरअल प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन प्लस डेभलपमेन्टको टाइम हेऱ्यो भने चाहिँ आई थिङ्क 30% अफ टाइम चाहिँ त्यहाँ बचाउन सकिन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ त्यसमा मैले एक दुईवटा कुराहरू एक्सपेरिमेन्ट चाहिँ गरिरहेको छु होइन हेरौँला त्यो चाहिँ के हुन्छ त्यही हो टु पिपल्स टिमबाट आएको कुराहरू हो होइन आई थिङ्क त्यो भयो भने चाहिँ रमाइलो हुन्छ सबैजना एभ्रीबडी इज डेभलपर
So thank you, Robina, for such an interactive session. Thank you for allowing us to take a peek into your thought process. Thank you so much. So we are now nearing towards the end of our conference. So we will be shortly having a certification handover session. So I would like to call Ganastai here.